think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it bluff. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it bluff. You can see the writing on the pavement.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Gran Turismo Racing Community. We are here today, that's right, it's Saturday, it's noon, and that means it's time to go racing. So, presented by Gran Turismo Racing Community, I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Let's talk about what we have on track. This is our mini-series, round 1. Ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see here by the great chicane shot right there, we are all the way over in the United Kingdom at Goodwood. So we are racing the 2005 Mini Cooper S series cars, and they are specifically tuned. There's a specific spec sheet that all the drivers are to maintain here throughout the series with these cars, and there's a little twist. So we're doing a 2-race setup here through our Mini Coopers. We're going to have a feature race, which is going to be a set amount of laps or a set amount of time, and that is going to require 1 mandatory pit stop for a tire change, fuel optional. Then from there we're going to move into the secondary race, which will be set up on a reverse grid based off the finishing results of race 1. And just to add a little more spice into the mix, the top 5 are going to have to add weight to their Mini Coopers before the start of the sprint race. So we have added championship ballast into the program here this season for the Mini Coopers as well. It's Saturday, let's go. You know it, you know it. Alright, so we are technically underway here in qualifying. It's going to be 6 hot laps here in qualifying, and we apologize for being a little bit late here today on the broadcast, but we were just hanging out with through the driver's briefing to just get a little bit up to speed ourselves on how this particular series is going to work due to several logistical moving parts here. So it is time to get racing, that's for sure. So welcome in over on the Gran Turismo Racing Community YouTube, and welcome here on the GT45 Gaming YouTube. This is YouTube exclusive content for everybody. This will only stay to our YouTube channels here moving forward throughout the future seasons. So if you want to see what's happening here at the Gran Turismo Racing Community, you're definitely going to have to stay tuned on the YouTube channels. We'll be popping out some highlight videos throughout the weeks here as well to highlight all the greatest and worst moments from our drivers here in the Gran Turismo Racing Community, and those videos will end up on both YouTube channels as well for the short version of what happened here in the GTRC this week. And then starting in September, GT45 Gaming is going to start doing a weekly Sunday morning broadcast, and what we're going to do is we're going to break down the whole week of racing here at GT45 Gaming, all the amazing leagues, all the amazing events that we're Very privileged to broadcast around, including this great Gran Turismo racing community, and we're gonna have a recap in a sense. So, you know, maybe an hour or two show every Sunday morning. We'll sit down together and we'll go over all of the great moments from all of the leagues that we work with throughout the Gran Turismo 7 and ACC platforms. So it should be fun. I think it'll be something new. We can really talk about the teams involved, the drivers involved. We can really get down to what happens in behind the scenes. We can bring some people in. We can have some interviews with some of the non-drivers. You know, some of the people that work in behind the scenes, the volunteers, the team owners, sponsors, whatever the case may be. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So something coming in the future here. We just got to cinch up a couple of contracted obligations here that we got to take care of, and then once those are done, we're going to change it up a little bit and have a little Sunday morning chat with all the viewers and recap our week of racing here through GT45 Gaming on our Facebook and YouTube platforms. So that should be a little bit of fun. Alright, let's get through our field here. Let's see where we're sitting at here. We're on Dugborough right now. So again, all these cars currently right now, this is round one. So every single one of these cars are 100% equal. They're all in the same weight. Nobody's running any ballast here currently. And I do believe that there is also a championship ballast situation here as well. So when we start round two, there is quite potentially going to be extra weight added to our top 3 or 5 drivers to even start round two as well. So this is going to be a really interesting series to see how the championship ballast factors in. So we got Keytop sitting in pole with a 115 flat. We got Pigham stealing pole away with a 114.865. First driver to hit 14s here. We got Bar 27 currently sitting in third. We've got Hair Racer here sitting in fourth. We got Tap here sitting in fifth. We got Dugborough in sixth. Trone in seventh. We got Supra here in eighth. We got Type R in ninth. We got Lone in 10th, and we've got Devlin here in 11th. And I just seen something on one of the cars here, so we're going to throw a live disclaimer out here. The Gran Turismo racing community and GT45 Gaming in no way, shape, or form have any intentions on monetization purposes for any brands that may have been seen on the race cars here today. It is a part of the game, being able to design our own race cars, and if we have offended any brands out there by using your logo without permission, it was not intentional and there is no monetary value here. We're just here for the content and the entertainment for our fans. Just want to throw that disclaimer out there. We've ran into this problem recently, and this is what one of the suggested things to do in our platforms to avoid any issues like that. So I do see a Red Bull car on the racetrack, and that's why we have brought that up. Some companies out there, and as sim racers, we don't think of this. You know, we have the ability to run liveries. We get to paint our own race cars. We get to come up with our own racing designs, and the game itself, the Gran Turismo game itself, has allowed us to find decals from companies and automakers and all kinds of things, make our own decals and put those decals in the game. And by doing that, what we forget is that this is protected. These are protected logos, these are protected things, and if the company chooses to do so, can exercise their owner rights, and they can basically take ownership of the content that their logo is involved in. So the reason why we use that disclaimer is because obviously that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to make money off of, for example, in this case, Red Bull, just because their logo's on a race car. We are just here to entertain all you guys and gals at home, give you guys some good, clean racing action to watch, and just watch the community grow. That's what we're here to do. So we just throw that out there for those of you that might be wondering why we said that. I've just recently ran into an issue on Facebook with something within the Gran Turismo 7 platform. We believe it's either, again, a branded decal on a livery on one of the race cars that was presented, or it's actually a logo on a sign on the specific racetrack. We're not 100% sure which it is that it was that got us flagged for it, but nonetheless, we do need to consider that when we're painting our race cars, especially in league racing when live broadcasting is being done, because copywriting is a serious thing for us as content creators and can have serious implications. So just tossing that out there. Lots of beautiful Mini Coopers here on the racetrack. It's going to be a fun race. Mini Cooper racing is always fantastic. We've seen lots of great Mini Cooper series throughout other great organizations throughout the Gran Turismo platforms. We see them in other sim racing platforms as well. So Should be fun. It should be fun. We're gonna see a little paint swapping. We're gonna see some door-to-door, tire-to-tire racing here today. This is Goodwood, baby. I mean, this is an old-school classic racetrack, and this is the perfect racetrack for this car. This is going to be a really fun race. There is a high probability, and I mean a high probability, that we are gonna see each individual racer on the track here today, 11 of them, potentially make a mistake at some point on this racetrack and go mow some grass for our officials here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I've been looking forward to these Mini Coopers all week long. We're finally here. This is going to be a doozy. I can't wait to see it. The mini-series are always a blast here, too, at the GTRC. The only thing we're not going to have on our broadcast here today is the podium interviews today. I am having a slight audio issue within our interviewing part of the program right now, and I am working on sorting that out. Once we got that sorted out, we'll be back to it. But it's also the two-race setup here in the series. It's a little bit difficult to get the podium interviews done in a timely fashion in between the races, so I'm just trying to sort out how we're going to move forward with podium interviews through the two-race format. So a couple of things that we haven't worked out on the broadcaster end of things yet here for this series, but it's a very in-depth series, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to go. So now we're just waiting for the drivers to all ready up here. We're going to have this thing taking off, so it is going to be Pigham's here in pole position. Not too surprised. Keytops is 0.2 of a second in behind him, and they're in second. And then we got Bar 27 sitting there in third position here as well. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're lined up on the grid. We got 11 drivers here at the beautiful motor circuit of Goodwood, and we're in for a doozy here today. So what do we got on the clock? I don't even know. But kick them tires and light them fires. We're going racing, folks, and we're waiting for that green. They have dropped the green flag, and the guys are off. Here we go. We are green, 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 and we got 11 2005 Mini Coopers about to shred up a racetrack. Let's go. Pigham's in the early lead here. We've got Keytops here in second position still. We got Bar 27 in third. We got Hairraiser in fourth. Tap in fifth. We've got Doug in sixth. We've got Super in seventh. We've got Trone in eighth. We've got 9 in Devlin, Devlin in 9th. We've got Type R in 10th. We've got Lone Ghost here in 11th position. So here we go. So far, so good. Everybody survived pretty good there. So now it's a race on here as we're coming through the middle part of the racetrack here. A little bit of a high-speed winding section of racetrack. Some S's, I guess, in a sense. We got a side-by-side battle up there for 4th and 5th place. And it's Hairraiser and Tap. Ooh, a little bit of touch there between Tap and Hairraiser. And I did say we're going to see some tires touching each other. We're going to see some paint swapping here from these guys today. Ooh, big moment there from Hairraiser as he dips it into the grass. Just clips that tire wall and he gets that thing back on track. But boy, he's going to drop all the way down to 10th place there. That was a tough moment. And I did say we're going to see each one of these drivers most likely have their moment with this racetrack here today. But right now it is Keytops in the lead of the race. We got Pigham's here in second. We got Bar 27 here in third. We've got Tap here in fourth. We've got Doug in fifth. We've got Super in sixth. We got Trone in seventh. We've got Devlin in eighth. We got Type R in ninth. We've got Lone Ghost here in 10th, and Hairraiser just trying to get back around him here. So dirty tires, and just dipped a rear tire into the grass there under braking, and boy oh boy, he went for a little bit of a wiggly woo. And he is trying to find his way around Lone Ghost there. A little bit of a touch on the rear bumper there. A little push, and they're right on the back of the pack here. So we're going to see a lot of swapping of positions throughout this race here today, and I don't know how long the first race is, to be honest with you. I'm assuming it's about 30 minutes. Ooh, big slide there from our race leader, and Pigham's is going to move up the inside there, and he is going to take full advantage of that mistake there by Keytops, and a quick reaction there by Pigham's, and he's finding himself now in the race lead here. So Pigham's got a great run there, as you see, getting around that corner, and Keytops just reacting to Pigham's coming out there a little bit, I think, and Pigham's takes the lead. So yeah, that was great stuff right there by Pigham's. So now we've got Pigham's and Keytops in the lead. They're trying to pull away. Keytops is giving them the business here in the back. You can see him sweeping back and forth, trying to find a way through. Got a little bit of lag in play here, looks like, between these two drivers as well. But it is Pigham's and Keytops as they head to the start-finish line to start lap 3. It is a 30-minute. There we go. Our timer finally came back on the screen here for us. Alright, so it is Keytops here in second, Pickens with a 1:15.9 there. We got Barr still sitting very close in third place. Tap is here in fourth. We've got Doug in fifth, so he's up a spot from the race start. Super's up here in sixth position. We got Tron Kobe in seventh. We've got Devlin up in the eighth here, so he's grabbing a couple spots. We got Type R in ninth. We got Hair Razor now up in the 10th, trying to chase Type R down. And we've got Lone Ghost in 11th position. I love the liveries on these race cars, but that's why again we have to you know, get our P's and Q's out there. So there's lots of branded content on these cars on this racetrack today. We have Keytops here in second place. We've got Bar 27 here in third. We've got Tap in fourth. We have Dugborough here in fifth. We've got Supra here in sixth. We've got Tron Kobe here in seventh. We've got Devlin in eighth, and it's side by side here. Tron and Devlin battling for seventh position here. Devlin has the slight advantage here, but he is on the inside coming into the corner here, and he's just going to slot up in front of Tron there, just a little, just into the braking zone. That was a great move right there by Devlin, and he's going to move up into seventh position. So Tron Kobe giving up the position for the time being. We got Type R here in 9th position. We've got Hair Racer here in 10th. And Lone Ghost right in behind it. Great camera shot here from Goodwood as the helicopter doing his job. And a little bit of grass there from that number 7 Mini Cooper right there. Alright, so it is Pickham's in the lead. He's got just under a second from second place Bar 27 now, who's gotten around Keytops. So I'm not sure what happened to Keytops there, but Bar 27 now quickly on the move here. Keytops here in third position. We've got Tap in fourth. Love that livery. It says Tap on it. Get some. Got Doug, taking all kinds of curb there. You can see how quickly that unsettled that car. These cars are little cars. Those curbs are very big, so eating curbs here maybe not the easiest thing to do in these cars. And you've seen that. Got that car just slightly unstable there, and he had a little wiggle. That wiggle is going to cost him some time. Super here in 6th place, and he's just trailing off that pack of 3 cars up in front of him here, but Devlin's closing in very quickly in 7th position. We got Tron still in behind there in 8th. Type R is sitting here in 9th place, cruising. We got Hair Razor here in 10th position, and Lone Ghost rocking and a rolling here, and almost like a European police car style livery. It almost looks like there. Alright, this is a great battle right here between Piggins and Bar 27 right now, and I believe it is 2 times tire and 3 times fuel in the series here for this particular one, and the drivers are only allowed to use the racing soft tire now. Our weather model is on random, however, so that does mean that certain racetracks could produce some rain during the races, and well, we're just going to have to keep our eye on that weather and see if it changes at all. So that does give the availability of intermediate and heavy wet racing tires in the case of wet conditions. We have Keytops here in 4th place. We got Doug in 5th. We got Super in 6th. We got Devlin in 7th. We got Type R here rocking and rolling in 8th place. Lucky Strike? I'm not sure. I think that might be a beer. I'm not 100% sure. We got Hair Razor. We've got Drone. And Lone catching up. So Lone Ghost getting in there now. He's starting to close in on that number 10 driver of Tron Kobe here. And they are about, they're only 5 seconds off the group here, so there is no pro or pro-am or am split here in this one. This is the mini series. This is all just everybody gets in the same car, and they just run them. They just run them as absolutely quickly as they can. We got Piggins here, Bar 27 in 2nd, and Tap now up into 3rd. So Keytops, who was in the lead of this race at the start, now finding himself just chasing the podium here in 4th position. He's a 2nd off that pack, so he is out of that slipstream as well. We got Doug here in 5th, we've got Super in 6th, we've got Devlin in 7th, we've got Type R here in 8th, and he's got Hair Razor still trying to close in here in 9th position. Early mistakes costing some drivers here, but again, there is going to be a mandatory pit stop in this race. It's a 30-minute race, and that will be a mandatory soft tire stop here today as well. So, and then we go to the sprint race. So we have 2 races here for everyone today. Total time of about an hour race time here today. Alright, so 101 driver Piggins here. He's moving and grooving, and he's in a different livery than we normally see from this driver, so that's interesting. I like it. Looking good. We've got Tap here in the 2nd place, and he's gotten around Bar 27. Let's see if we can take a peek at that. That looked like it just happened. Side by side as we're heading into the final set of corners here. Gets a good run coming up the straightaway, has the inside position coming into the final sector here, and makes it stick and gets the job done. So great move there from Tap on bar 27 for second position. Tap's also the fastest driver on the racetrack right now with a 1:15.090. Bar 27 is tucked right in behind here in third place, and that tiny little efficient battle right there allowed Keytops to gain just a little bit of time on those guys. Not much, but a little bit. But you can see he's really flirting with track edge here at Goodwood, and at some point Goodwood will make him pay for that if he wants to flirt with it too much. We've got Supra here in 5th place, so he's moved up a spot here as well. Doug's fallen down into 6th position. We've got Devlin here in 7th. We've got Type R here in 8th. We've got Hair Razor in 9th place, and he is starting to close in on Type R here. So it's going to be an interesting battle. Type R's a good defensive driver, so let's see how Hair Razor handles it here as he's tucked in behind Type R. And ooh, we got Devlin moving a little bit slow there, so a little bit of a mistake made by our number 7 car there, and he's going to slot in back into 9th place there. So I did say that each one of these drivers are going to have their battles with this racetrack here today, and here we go side by side. And it looked like Type R just backed out of that there. He's looking for the good run coming out of the corner, but Hair Razor does a great job there as he's coming through the chicane. And let's stick on board with Hair Razor here as he tries to open up the gap now on these two drivers in front. You can see the next group of cars just entering into turns 1 and 2 here as we're coming through. So let's do a lap around Goodwood with Hair Razor here right now, our 7th place driver as he comes around here. So first couple of corners, you can see very fast sweeping corners. Really, you're just a little lift on the throttle, maybe a downshift to get the car to rotate there. You try not to brake too much because that'll actually force the car wide in the corner. Here it's just a big long run. You're just full on the power. Right about here, you're just letting off a little bit. You're going to roll around the apex, get over to the right side, go down a gear, catch this apex, wait. You got to wait for the throttle here. You go out too wide, you're going to be cutting some grass. Move back over to the left side of the track. Then you got a little bit of a braking zone here, a little bit of a harder corner. A little slower mid-speed corner here. You got to be very careful on your throttle. Don't go too far past that curve and then get into that apex so you don't float out real wide again. So now we're on the big long back stretch here of the racetrack, and that takes us into the final 3-4 corners of the racetrack. You're very short circuit here at Goodwood, but an absolute doozy of a circuit for these Mini Coopers. So here again, you're coming in quite high speed. It's just managing each apex, using all that track, and then set up for the chicane here. So down into 3rd, down into 2nd to rotate. No, he keeps it in 3rd gear there, and he's going to roll it around. So what is that? That is about a minute 15 lap right there from Hair Razor. Minute 15.8 from our 7th place driver here as he comes around Goodwood. So it's a 1:14.795 from Piggums, who's now the fastest driver on the racetrack and the first driver again to hit the 14s here under racing conditions. Tap is still right there, 1.6 seconds in behind him, chasing in 2nd place, and bar 27 only half a second in behind our 2nd place driver. So bar 27 is starting to make up some ground here on that positional that he just had taken away from him a couple laps ago. Keytops starting to close in here as well. It was 1.1 seconds there before we did that onboard with Hair Razor. Now it's closed down into under 3/4 of a second here. So Keytops is closing in on that 2nd and 3rd place battle here. That's very quickly looking like it's going to begin to turn into a 3-way battle here. We got Doug back up into 5th, the Super down into 6th. So these two have been battling pretty healthily here for that position. Hair Razor now up into 7th place, and he's 5.2 seconds in behind Supra here currently. And Type R has not let Hair Razor go anywhere. Half a second in behind here still. Devlin here, after whatever happened to them, they're just about 6.2 seconds, but closing on 7th and 8th place drivers. Throwing Kobe right there in behind Devlin, and we got Lone here in 11th place, and about 10 seconds. You got a little bit of damage on that rear bumper. How you doing, Joshua? How you doing, my guy? But it is Piggums here in the lead of this race today. So we're just going to go check on things here real quick. Make sure everything is moving and grooving. Everything seems to be moving and grooving. Alright. So welcome into the YouTube channel, everybody. This is not on Facebook, so this is YouTube exclusive content here coming from the GTRC community moving forward in the future, and we're starting to do that a little bit more here as well. So in the bid to continued growth here on the beautiful red site here, so welcome in YouTube. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Do us a favor, don't forget to like and share the stream out no matter which YouTube channel it is you're viewing from, and let's grow together, shall we? Tap here in second place as he's just coming into the chicane here right now. And you can see these drivers are really using a lot of exit curb there, and you kind of have to here really to make it count to get that good exit out of that chicane. You get a little bit too bold though, and you'll end up in that, of course, right side wall in the grass as well. These racing slicks don't exactly agree with slippery conditions. So we have Doug here in 5th place. We've got Hair Razor here right in 6th. We got Super making a pit stop. Type R here in 7th. So Super, the first of the drivers to bring the car into pit lane. You're gonna get some fuel up in there. And I mean, really, the whole crew could probably just pick that car up to do the tire change, but a great job there. And a little bit of a different look. They don't have the hydraulic jacks under them like the GT3 cars, the GT4 cars, the LMP1 cars. You can see they have a little ramp that these minis drive onto, and that little ramp lifts the car up so they can do the tire change. So a little bit of a different system here in pit lane for these Mini Coopers. We've got Devlin here in 11th position, who's also just made a pit stop, it looks like. So it is our race leader Piggums, and he's opening up the gap now, 2.4 seconds here on the rest of the field. So he is having a pretty good run here today in these Mini Coopers. Glad to hear you're good, my dude. Glad to hear you're good. Ooh, Piggums takes a wide exit there coming out of the chicane, and we talked about the more grass you take, the slower of an exit you're going to get. And you can see immediately 3/4 of a second basically drop off that time of Piggums from 2nd to 3rd place, Tap and Bar 27, who got great runs through that chicane. And these two not really battling right now. They're just kind of working together here as they continue up the racetrack in a bid to catch 1st place. Keytops here, he's at 1.3 seconds in behind that group up in front as well. It's hard being the solo driver trying to catch two drivers working together because they do have a little bit of advantage of bump drafting and slipstreaming, which should make them faster than a car by himself. Should. It takes some good skill between the two drivers working together though as well. We got Hair Razor here, he's up into 6th place. He's 10 seconds off Doug Burrow now, up into 5th place. Type R is here in 7th. Trone's up into 8th place here. So again, guys just swapping some positions around here. Hit the wrong buttons here. We got Supra in 9th. He's got some damage on that race car. We've got Lone Ghost here in 10th position right now, and Devlin chasing 8.5 seconds down the road here in 11th place. So pit strategy is going to be interesting here. I'm not sure what the strategy is going to be for these cars. We got Piggums coming into pit lane though, as we're talking about that. We got 2nd place and 3rd place driver also all coming in here. We got Keytops coming in as well. Let's see what Doug's does. Doug's coming in here as well. What's Hair Razor going to do here? Got about just under 15 minutes remaining, so we're at the halfway point of the race. Hair Razor is also going to come in and stop here. There is a mandatory pit stop, of course, in the race for these drivers, so at some point each driver does need to stop and make a tire change. Drone's going to stay out here. He's going to go around, and he's going to slot out in 5th place here for the time being. Doug comes out in behind him there in 6th. Hair Razor still in pit lane. Type R here still in pit lane. There you go. You can see that little jack system underneath the race car. Just come down and drop that car down there. So different little look at what each manufacturer, each style of class of car kind of does in pit lane to get that service done as quickly as possible on the car. The hydraulic jacks built into the cars though is definitely cool. Definitely like what they've done with our GT racing cars and our LMP1 cars as far as that goes. That's great. I love it. So it is Piggums here. He's got less than half a second from Tap, who is just being relentless here in 2nd place. It should be just all a go all the way to the checkered flag here now for the drivers. Of course, not even necessarily needing to take fuel, depending on, of course, the fuel load they're taking. But it looked like every driver took some form of VP racing fuel here in these Austin Minis today. Keytops is up in the 3rd place, so he has grabbed podium back from Bar 27 there. So early little battle there for podium position, and now Keytops has got to try and keep Bar 27 off of him here. And Bar 27, bold move on the inside there, a little bit of rubbing on the tires there, but he gets the job done. And Keytops finds himself back into 4th place here. We got Doug in 5th. We've got Trone here in 6th. We got Supra up into 7th position. We got Hair Razor in 8th. He is 3.3 seconds in behind. We got Lone Ghost up in the 9th position here now. Type R chasing in 10th. And we still got Devlin here rocking and rolling in 11th position. And I think he is coming into pit lane there. I think. Alright, so it is Piggums and Tap. Less than a second separating first and second place here currently right now. It's been give a little, take a little here between these two drivers so far on the racetrack, as Piggums is trying to do everything he can, of course, to bring a race 1 win home here. We've got Tap here in second position, we've got Bar in third, we've got Key in fourth, we've got Doug Burrow here in 5th position, we've got Trone in 6th, we've got Supra here in 7th, we've got Hair Razor in 8th, we've got Lowen in 9th, we've got Type R in 10th, and he is right on the back end of Lone Ghost here, and we've got Devlin in 11th place. Let's jump on with Type R here for a minute and see if we see a battle ensue between him and the 9th place driver Lone Ghost up in front here. It didn't seem like he gained too much there. He did keep all 4 tires on the road surface there, and that should give him a little better exit under power there, as well, more grip on the track surface than there is obviously on the grass edge outside the curb there. So Lone went a little bit wider than Type R did there, and then went really wide going into turn 1, and Type R gets around easy peasy there up the inside. But again, got a better run coming out of the final 2 turns there, just not putting the car outside on the edge of track limit, so to speak, coming out of the chicane there, and that allowed him to get a good run and put himself in the position to get that easy pass done with the mistake made by the 9th place driver in front. So Piggums here 3.2 seconds up the road. He has absolutely stepped on it, but Keytop's now up into 2nd place in Bar 27 here in 3rd, so I'm not sure what happened to Tap, but dropped all the way down into 4th place here, so now he's chasing the final podium position here in this race with just over 10 minutes remaining. We got Doug in 5th, we've got Trone here in 6th, we've got Supra in 7th position, we got Hair Razor in 8th, we've got Type R here in 9th, we've got Lowen in 10th position, and we've got Devlin in 11th. Alright, so Piggums rock and rolling here. Again, still giving a little, taking a little on the guys chasing him for the race win here, but fastest man on the racetrack right now is Piggums, and he is purple on that fastest lap set here on Goodwood in these Mini Coopers here so far as well. You can see they're starting to develop an additional racing line just on the edge of the track in that one spot there. As you can see, very quickly turning from grass to dirt, as these drivers are using every millimeter of the racetrack available to them, and a little extra in some spots. Keytop still holding strong here in 2nd place. I think we're going to have a great little battle here for 2nd and 3rd place between these 3 drivers before this race ends in 9.5 minutes time. We have Tap here sitting in 4th place. And all 3 of these drivers are really just assessing each other at the moment here, trying to make sure they don't lose any time, trying to find weaknesses of the driver in front so they know where and when they can capitalize. We got Trone here in 6th place, we got Super here in 7th, we got Hair Razor in 8th, we've got Type R here in 9th, we've got Devlin in 10th, and we got Lone Ghost. Ooh, pit line penalty right there. 3-second penalty for a pit lane infraction. So what that means is upon entry or exit, he crossed the racing line side of that solid white pit line, and race control they don't mess around with that. You cross that line, you're going to get a 3-second penalty, and that's what we're seeing there from Lone Ghost. So he's going to cross that EEPSZ, the Electronic Enforcement Penalty Serving Zone here in Gran Turismo 7, and for 3 very agonizing seconds, he will have 0 power to that racing car until those 3 seconds are served. And once that's served, the power output becomes functional again in the racing car, and he can get going on his way again. But 3 seconds, it just seemed like an eternity on such a small racetrack here. And Keytops and Bar 27 are nose to tail here for 2nd and 3rd place, and then we got Tap just sitting in the distance here, checking things out. So it's a great battle right here. Let's stick with this just for a moment, as it's Bar 27 and Keytop 2nd and 3rd. Ooh, Bar goes really wide there. That's going to lose all that momentum he had on the 2nd place driver, and you can see that's allowing Tap now to close in behind Bar 27 there in 4th place. So ooh, big moment right there from Tap though, as he's coming around the first corner. He just keeps the car on the road, and Bar again going extra wide there, so he's going to have a little bit of grass on those racing tires, and Keytops for the time being is gonna breathe, as Bar 27 making that mistake out of the exit of chicane there, and giving Keytops a little bit of breathing room. So now Bar 27 is the guy under pressure here. Instead of applying the pressure, he's the one trying to defend the pressure here from Tap in 4th position. And boy, oh boy, these guys are really giving it their all in these Mini Coopers here right now. But we're going to see some pretty good twists here in the second part of our events here today. We do have a sprint race following up after the timer runs out here in 7 minutes and 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds from now. They'll have a short break, of course, so there's some adjustments that some of these drivers will have to make to their racing cars before we line up the grid here for our sprint race. So our top 5 drivers are going to have to add weight to their racing cars after this race. So whoever finishes first through to 5th place, and a big moment there from Devlin as he gets it all kinds of wrong there, but he gets it back on track and he keeps the car upright. He keeps it out of the wall. Oh no, we got a little bit of rear damage there, so he just caught the wall around, but he keeps that car in one piece and he's going to keep it going around the racetrack. So good job there to Devlin. So our top 5 drivers are going to have to add some weight to these race cars, and with that being said, they're also going to start from the back of the pack. So they got to drive all the way through the pack if they want to get a second race win, and they got to do it with more weight in their racing car than their fellow competitors. So it's going to throw some intrigue into the series. We've got Tap here in 4th, we got Doug in 5th, we got Supra in 6th, we got Hairraiser here in 7th, we got Type R in 8th, we got Trone in 9th. We've got Devlin here in 10th place, and he's gonna get a spicy exit coming out of the chicane there as well. We got Mr. Lone Ghost here in 11th position. Alright, Piggums is just moving and grooving here right now, though. 3.6 seconds. Ooh, he tips the tire there. He gets it back underneath control. Maybe by design there, just a little tire dip for rotation, but it is risk versus reward by, of course, doing that. Got Keytops here in 2nd position here as well, and you can see Bar 27 not too far behind there in 3rd, and then Tap here not too far behind in 4th. So a little bit of space now separating between the top 4 drivers here. We have Doug just getting around Lone Ghost there, so a blue flag situation, and a great job there by Lone. We've got Supra here in 6th position, and he has Hairraiser chasing 1.4 seconds in behind here. That was a great camera shot, by the way. Shout out to the production crew here today. They seem to be a lot more spot on the ball. We got Type R here in 8th position. We've got Trone in 9th. We've got Devlin here in 10th, and we got Mr. Lone Ghost rocking and rolling here in 11th position. So it is Piggums here right now on the move. I mean, he's just chilling. Defending GT4 champion as well, coming from the last major season here, so continuing his charge as a dominant racer here in the GTRC right now. Keytop sitting in 2nd position, though. He's looking real solid here as well, and a little bit of a sliding moment there from Piggums as he comes out of exit there as well. Bar 27, he's in 3rd place here, and he's starting to gain a little bit of time back up on Keytops there up in front. And Tap's just falling just slightly off the pace here, and not by much, but just slightly off the pace. Still close enough if one of those drivers has it off, he can probably get the position, but not in that immediate battle for positions here. With only 4 minutes remaining, the drivers are definitely running out of time. Doug here in 5th place. We've got Supra in 6th, and I mean, Hairraiser's still pushing. He's pushing hard to try and close up Supra here, and he knocked a good half second out of him that time around. But with under 4 minutes left in this first race, it's going to be a tough ask. Type R has Trone giving him the beans here as well, breaking the slipstream out of that exit immediately. Sees Trone goes a little bit wide coming out of the exit and takes advantage of that, and it gives him a little bit of extra time where he is not in the slipstream, pulling in closer to the rear bumper of his racing car there. So Piggums in the lead. We got Key there, 1.1 seconds to Bar. But Doug in 5th. We're just trying to find a bit quicker battle here. It looks like it's kind of right here between Type R and Trone Kobe right now. It's half a second separating the 2 drivers. This is a battle for 8th and 9th position here on the racetrack. And Trone's definitely closing in there. He is on the hunt, and the target is a Mini Cooper of Type R up in front of him here. So let's see. 2 different lines going through that corner. He had a very shallow entry to the point where he ate a lot of curb there and went for the big wide swooping exit. Then we had a late wide entry from Trone trying to get the big exit too, and it seemed like Type R had the better run out of the 2 drivers there. So Type R moving in 8th place here, and for the time being, gave himself just a hair of breathing room from Tro and Kobe chasing in behind. Pigham's in 1st place here with 2.5 minutes left remaining. He's got Keytops charging. Keytops gaining a little bit on him that last time around there, about a half a second gained on the race leader. Tap has made his way around bar 27, so bar 27's made a mistake. Tap's going to take that and say thank you very much for 3rd place, so bar 27 finding himself now chasing here in 4th. And Doug Burrow now has a chance here, 2.7 seconds in behind bar 27. With 2 minutes remaining, is there enough time for any of these drivers to grab another spot on each other here yet? Hair Razor in 7th position. Has been a decent recovery there coming from that driver. We've got Type R here in 8th. We got Trone in 9th. We've got Devlin here in 10th. And we've got Mr. Lone Ghost here rounding out the field. So he will be currently looking like he's going to be starting in pole position. Alright, Pigham's, if he continues on this charge, 2.1 seconds, he's going to be the driver adding the most weight to his racing car, and he's going to be starting in the back of the pack next race, so he's got 1.5 minutes remaining to take the checkered flag home. Keytops chasing. Tap here in 3rd place, and it's 5.6 seconds to bar 27 here in 3rd. His issue now is Doug here in 5th place chasing, and Doug is closing the gap, but with only 1 lap to go, basically, I don't know if he's got enough time. We'll have to wait and see. Hair Razor's closing the gap there as well. Trollins re-engaged here with Type R, and he got a really good run coming out of the chicane that time. And he is going to be on the back bumper of Type R here as we head into turn 1 and 2. And let's see which one of these drivers gets the better run through 1 and 2 here. Oh, look at the run on Trone. He's in the slipstream. He's going to get a good run here. And can he get the job done with 51 seconds remaining on the clock? These two are battling for their lives here for 8th and 9th position. This is a great battle. Oh, there we go. Contact between the two drivers. And woo, we got a big wreck here. We got a big wreck, but Trone Kobe is going to get through safe and sound here. Oh, we got to take a look at that again, chat, while we have 30 seconds left on the clock. Let's go. Great side-by-side battling right here, and they go into the corner here. They have a little bit of a touchy going out of the corner here, a little bit of side-to-side contact. That shoots just one car out. He slides, comes across sideways, and jumps into the other racing car. He gets the better end of the bargain there, and he's going to move up into 8th place. So some spicy Mini Cooper racing here at the very end of this race, but let's get on with our race leader here, as he's got 5 seconds left on the clock. So it's going to be a race finish this time around for the race leaders, and I believe the last of our 2 drivers just getting through there right now. So whew, some spicy Mini Cooper racing here today, that's for sure. And the sprint race should be very interesting, to say the least, with only half the time on the clock. It's and of course 5 drivers adding weight to their racing cars. It's going to be interesting. We got Type R there in 8th place coming across the line, and then we'll catch up with that in just a moment here. So it is going to be Pigham's with a race 1 win here in round 1, and he's going to be adding some weight to that racing car to start race 2. GG's to Pigham's. Keytops, much of the same thing here in 2nd, and Tap coming across in 3rd place as well. Also going to be adding a little bit of weight to his racing car here to start race 2. Bar 27 and Doug Burrow almost nose to tail here in 4th, 5th place. Doug Burrow gave him a good charge, but Bar is just going to hold it out down there, and both those drivers also going to be adding some ballast into those racing cars. So from 6th place down through the field, these guys don't need to make any adjustment to their racing cars and get ready for a really good hard sprint race here in about 7 minutes time. Super in 6th place. We're going to have Hair Razor come around in 7th. It was Type R that came around in 8th place. It was Tro and Kobe that came out just behind him there in 9th. Devlin in 10th, and Lone Ghost finishing the field there in 11th position. But it is Pigham's with the pole position, the clean race, and fastest lap. Yes, and the fastest lap on the racetrack as well. So GG's to Pigham's. It's going to be Keytops in 2nd, Tap in 3rd, Bar 27 in 4th, Doug Burrow in 5th, Super in 6th, Hair Razor in 7th, and Type R in 8th. Moving through to the other half of our grid here, it was Tro and Kobe in 9th, it was Devlin in 10th, and Lone Ghost in 11th position. Woo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was some spicy racing, wasn't it? What do we think about that, huh? What do we all think about the Mini Coopers here so far? That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Alright, so we'll have about a 2-minute window where the drivers have an opportunity to save their replays in case there's any incidents that they want to report on the racetrack. If they feel like they've had a hindrance or contact made that may have cost them a spot on the racetrack, they can of course file an incident report to our stewarding officials at post-race. From there, the stewarding officials will take a look at the clips of the replay of the race, and of course the officials get a few different angles compared to what we see on the live broadcast to make those assessments. They take a very close, thorough look at those racing incidents, and then they make a determination whether or not penalties need to be assessed from there. So 24 hours is given for that window after the racing day has finished. So after our next race will be when that window opens up for incident reporting. They'll have 24 hours, and then of course the stewards do their thing. If a driver disagrees with a decision from the stewarding officials, they do have 24 hours from steward decision to appeal it with different evidence that's already provided. So they need to get into the replay, they need to come up with a write-up and clips and pictures, however it is they want to write their appeal up, and they need to provide that to the appeals officials before the appeals officials will properly assess the appeal. Doesn't happen too often. For the most part, the drivers just go with the steward's decision. They respect the stewarding officials, but every once in a while, you know, the stewarding staff maybe makes a mistake on a call, and that's why we have that extra process there, just in case something like that happens. And it does happen from time to time. So, oh, I'm all hung up in cords here. I can barely move. I have got about 9 cords surrounding me right now. Yeah, I'm just trying to get some coffee. Just trying to drink some coffee. Alright, so we got lots of new things happening here at GT45 Gaming too. The GTRC doesn't have anything new really exactly happening right now because we just dropped 2 great seasons here, which we're getting underway last week with our Porsche Challenge Cup, which was a great set of races. And then we have our Mini Coopers here this week, and it'll be alternating back and forth over the next 17 weeks between the 2 series. So lots of racing coming from Gran Turismo racing community here. Every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern time is when we start our qualifying runs here at GTRC, and of course I am the host during that time for every broadcast here at GT45 Gaming. Again, we are going to be moving some leagues strictly to YouTube, and we'll be keeping some to both platforms, and that's just to help our YouTube channel start to grow a little more. We know that the sim racers seem to love the YouTube out there, so we're going to put a little bit of extra love into the YouTube channel here over the next few months and see what comes from it. See what happens. We're also entering a little contest, and I may need the community's help. We will keep you all posted on that as well. We're entering a F1 contest. So what it is there's a sector qualifying clip that I am to produce live commentary to. I send that clip into Red Bull F1 that's putting the contest on. From there they'll go through, I'm sure, the thousands of clips that they're going to get. They're going to pick a winner. Now I don't know if there's an elimination process, if there's a voting process, or what's going on with it, but we are gonna give our hand at this, and basically at the end of the day, the winner of this contest gets an all access VIP F1 experience. So we're gonna take a swing at it and see how we can do it. So you may see a couple of practice runs go onto the YouTube channel over the next couple of weeks to before we put our final rehearsal clip in, I guess, so to speak, and see where it takes us. So we're gonna test our might in the real world a little bit here, and just see if we got what it takes. Alright, so what's happening right now is the reason why we're going to have a window here is because I gotta turn the notifications off in that chat, obviously, because they have a little bit of information to process. So race control is going to be now in communication with the racing teams behind the scenes. Our top 5 finishers are going to be adding that ballast weight to the racing cars. Of course, that will be controlled by a race control official within pit lane, who are making sure and ensuring that these drivers add the proper weight to these racing cars. And then the grid's going to get set up reverse grid based off of the finishing order of race 1. So we're going to see Lone Ghost on pole position. We're going to see Devlin in second place. We'll see Type R in third, Supra in fourth, Trone in fourth, Supra in fifth, so on and so forth. And then we're going to see Piggums with championship ballast. We're going to see Keytops with ballast. We're going to see Tap with ballast. Bar 27 and Dugborough all with ballast added to their race cars. So these cars are going to be a little bit heavier, which means they could have more tire wear, which means they could use more fuel. But it is a sprint race. Fuel should not be an issue, and tires won't be an issue. But the car's performance is definitely going to change with that added weight. And this is a 20-minute sprint. I thought this was going to be a 15, so my mistakes. It's actually going to be a 20-minute sprint race here today. So this is race 2 of our event here today in the final race, and of course, again, it is reverse grid based off the finishing order of the sprint race. Featured a 30-minute race we just broadcast and viewed, and our top 5 drivers again have to add a certain percentage of weight to their racing cars. So it's going to change how everything happens here in the next race. So you know, that 114 laps we've seen coming from Piggums, now with the extra weight he's got to add to his car, you know, that might be a 15.4 or 15.5 best lap this race, just due to the fact that he's got an extra 50, 60, 70 pounds added to that Mini Cooper all of a sudden. It's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. And I got to say, so far in all of my experience with the organizations that we work with as a broadcaster, we have not seen the championship ballast implemented into league racing since the new platforms come out. So this is the first time I have personally seen the championship ballast in full effect in league racing. I can't wait to see how it works out. We used to do this on GT Sport quite a bit, so to see the championship ballast factor coming back into play now really is beautiful. Now, how do we control that, Ghost? Well, you know, that's the tricky thing, folks out there watching. How do we control that the drivers have the exact tune in the car they're supposed to have and have exactly the right weight ratios they have? We don't. We can't physically go and check every car's tune to make sure they're on point. It really is the honor system basis here. However, with that being said, do not think for a second that the staff has not tested and tuned the death out of the schedule this season and has a really good idea what these drivers should be doing with the specific settings these cars are supposed to be set on. So if we see an anomaly, of course we will be looking into that anomaly quite a bit further if need be as race control. But this is a great group of drivers. They come out here just to enjoy the friendly competition on the racetrack, so I don't foresee that being a problem. But we are running a tuning series with championship ballast this season. It's the first time I've seen it in GT7 with the Championship Ballast Edition. It's going to be a great time. It's not the first tuning series I've seen, but it's definitely the first one we've seen with the Reverse Grid Championship Ballast Edition. So I'm excited. How's it going, Alien 420? How you doing, my guy? It has been a hot minute, my guy. I see you're out there still kicking it, grooving and moving there on the racetrack all the time. I pop in when I can, so appreciate you coming in and saying hi, my man. Hope you're doing absolutely beautiful. Oh, hey, let's get a hashtag Chris up in the chats too, everybody. Coming in with the 6-month resub over on Facebook as well. We also have Samin SK coming in with the follow over on the Facebook page there this morning as well. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the winner circle. Stay winning. We appreciate all that great support. And welcome to all our new love over on YouTube as well. We don't always get a subscription notification from our subscribers. If you have your profile set to private, we actually won't get that notification here on the stream. You have to have your profile set to public for us to get the notification live on the stream as far as subscriptions go on the YouTube channel. But we are trying to grow the YouTube channel here. We are really starting to put a lot of focus in here on the Red site now. I see a lot of advantages to the Red site right now. To me, it seems like it is the most stable, solid platform to be working with. And even though I'm not going to be going anywhere with Facebook after all the hard work we've done over there, I really do feel like YouTube quite potentially is where the future of GT45 gaming is. So we're on the charge to grow the tube. On the charge to grow the tube. Alright, we're going to get kicking here. 20-minute sprint race. This is race number 2. Reverse grid based off of last race's standings, and our bottom 5 drivers, i.e. our top 5 finishers from last race, have added championship ballast, which means they have added this very specific amount of weight that race control has forced that team to add into their cars in between races. So kick them tires and light them fires. We're going racing one more time. 20 minutes, no pit stops required. It is all out. Let's see what the group has. Lone Ghost leading the charge here on pole position, and he's got Devlin making a charge immediately up the inside to take that away, and is going to be, no, Lone Ghost goes huge, but he goes wide. That is going to leave Devlin to take the charge here. And oh boy, we got a little bit of argy-bargy going on in the mid-pack here. We got guys bumping into each other. We got 4 wide as we're heading down through turn 2 and 3. And it looks like they sort themselves out. But it was Devlin here in the lead. Is Trone Kobe in second. We got Hair Razor quickly up into 3rd place here. He had a rough race start there. He may be the guy to look out for here early on in this race. We got Bar 27 quickly moved up into 4th place. This is one of our drivers with some championship ballast weight. We have Doug Burrow here in 5th. Another driver with added weight. We got Type R here in 6th. Tap in 7th. Another driver with added weight here in race 2. Supra here in 6th place. Keytops has added weight in his car. Pagums, our race winner from race 1, has the most weight added to his car. And we got Ghost here in 11th place with that little bit of a mistake going into turn 1 there, falling all the way to the back of the pack. And it's Hair Razor and Devlin side by side for the race lead here. And Devlin has the inside position, but Hair Razor sends it and gets it done on the outside. Boy, we got to look at that again. That was an absolutely bold move there by Hair Razor as all those minis come ripping through that 3rd last corner. So here we go. Devlin takes that defensive line, and Hair Razor's like, all right, mate, I got you. Side by side, he's like, I'm just going to go in a little bit later on the brakes. You can see how early Devlin broke there, and Hair Razor just launched that Mini Cooper around him there for the lead. That was a great move, great decision-making right there by Hair Razor. And Hair Razor now leading sprint race number 2 here, and he's got 1.1 seconds on Devlin in 2nd place. Bar 27, though, he's charging. He's back up into 3rd place here. He was our 4th place finisher in race 1, so he has a small amount of weight added to that Mini Cooper here. Doug Burrow was in 5th place in race 1 and was the last of the cars that had to add a form of weight to their racing car. So Tap there in 5th place. He was another one of those cars that had to add that ballast weight as well. So they are starting to charge back up through the field here. We got Supra in 6th place, Type R in 7th, and Pagums here in 8th place, and he's starting to put some pressure on him here, and he's going to go up the inside, the old switcheroo here as we come through the 2nd part of that corner, and side by side as we head up the back straight here, heading into this final sector of Goodwood. But boy, Type R is really making him work for it here. And what are we going to see? No, Pagums is going to tuck back in behind here. That kind of surprised me. I thought for sure he was going to make that thing stick. No, he was just getting some slipstream so he could make it stick coming into the final corner. But Type R again defending well here, and Pagums just unable to have an answer for that here at the moment. Let's see if he gets him coming out of the chicane, and he has Keytops all over him here, and there we go. He goes up the inside. Is a little mistake made there by Type R on exit. That curb kicked him out, and that opened it up there for Pagums to get around him here. And now Type R trying to defend against Keytops, and Keytops is going to send that thing up the inside as well. And Type R quickly loses 2 spots right there to Pagums and Keytops. That was some great battling right there. Great defending here. So we got Pagums gets the move done here coming out of the chicane to start lap 3. He goes defensive there, and Keytops is like, not defensive enough, mate. I'm just going to send this thing through here, and he takes the position as well. So 2 spots dropped there from Type R, but boy, oh boy, it wasn't for a lack of good defending. Hair Razor in the lead, 2.6 seconds. Doug Burrow now up into 2nd place. We have Devlin down in the 3rd, and he is under pressure from Tap and Bar 27. Tap has found his way around Bar 27 here. Boy, we got a doozy here in these Coopers right now around this beautiful racing track of Goodwood. So here we go. Number 1 on that car, Devlin, not number 7. My mistake. Tap looking. Is he going to do it on the outside? We're seeing lots of moves being made on the outside of the corners here today, but he just didn't have the momentum there, and they had a slower car moving up the front there as well. So, ooh, big accordion effect there as we got a little bit of contact in behind us. Everybody has to check up there, and Doug Burrow is going to cost Doug a spot here. Is Tap now looking to make the move, but no, Doug Burrow has a better run there, and he's going to slot back up in front, so he's going to hold 3rd place down for the time being. But boy, oh boy, Tap sure took a look, and Doug Burrow had the response there. So 3rd and 4th place, very feisty battle here right now. Bar 27 in 5th place was caught up in that little bit of accordion effect there too. Lost a little bit off the pace, and that's allowed Supra in 6th place to really close up on that back hatch of that Mini Cooper. We got Keytops here in 7th, Pagums in 8th. Both these drivers have championship ballast added to their cars here right now. We've got Type R in 9th, we got Trone Kobe in 10th, and we got Lone Ghost right there in 11th as well. Whew. that's been a spicy race start here right now. These sprint races, shorter sprint races, are always like that. So we'll see about, we'll start to see this settle down here for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes, and then we're just going to see sheer chaos till the end again. I'm sure of it. With how close these drivers are right now, and the adding of the weight to some of the cars is definitely going to make for some close racing here in the second race. So it is Doug currently still holding down third place here, but boy oh boy, he is under a ton of pressure from Tap and Supra in behind here. A little bit of contact there, and oh, that contact causing Supra there to make the mistake. Was a Super Keytops. I don't know who it is. Devlin. Oh, big slide there from Devlin. Everybody's going to have to check up through the chicane. He's going to get a little tap there from Doug Burrow. A little help on the exit there. Boy, oh boy, that is absolutely creating an absolutely dream battle here in the mid-pack. It is Doug and Supra now side by side for 4th and 5th place here. Doug has the inside track in behind Devlin, who's currently holding down 3rd place right now, and he's going to get a twofer here, and Doug is going to get 2 positions in 1, but boy, the whole pack is going to follow Doug through on the inside there, and Supra's going to get a job done. Now Supra's going to take a look up the inside of Doug here, and there's a battle for 3rd position between these two, and oh boy, what a battle we have here. 2 deep, nose to tail as we're coming through the corner here, and we got Pigham's just sitting there behind watching it all go down. He's got the popcorn out. He's got a front row seat as we almost 3 wide coming through the corners here. This is some great battling right now through the mid S's here. And it is Doug Burrow still holding out strong, but now it is Keytops and Supra battling here for 3rd and 4th, for 4th and 5th place. And Keytops has the inside track there in position. Devlin takes a look, but he can't quite get his nose in there. He's got to settle in 6th place, and now he's got last race winner Pigham's here in 7th place, breathing down his tailpipe right now. This is a great mid-pack battle between these 4 cars right now. And oh boy, this battle right here is just made up for the whole day of racing. Look at these guys go. Some absolutely fantastic clean racing by these gentlemen here right now on this racing surface. And Goodwood is a doozy of a track too. It's a beautiful, beautiful track for these Mini Coopers. This is the 2005 Mini Cooper S Series models as well. Here we go. Pigham's going to look on the outside here, and I knew this was coming out of the corner. That's what we haven't left yet. He's going to try and get it done on the outside. We've seen Hair Razor make the same move on the same driver here once already, and he's going to get it done lickety-split, and he is going to get up the road. Supra is the next target. So a race 1 winner is now on the move. Devlin in 7th. We got Type R in 8th. Drone Colby in 9th. Bar 27 here in 10th. So, ooh, something big time happening here, and he has Lone Ghost right on his rear hatch right now. So Bar 27 has fallen out of that front pack battle, but boy, Hair Razor, he is gone. He took advantage of that, and he is moving. Is this race open tune or all the same? It is a tuning race, but it's a very specific spec sheet. Very specific spec sheet. I can get you a Discord invite, my man, in the team chat after if you want one. No big deal, my dude. We're a big part of what GTRC does here at GT45 Gaming, so we can get you the goods, we can get you the access, my man. Hair Razor is doing good here in 1st place. We've got Tap here, and he's clear in 2nd right now, 1.5 seconds, so he just can't make the mistake right now. Doug Burrow here in 3rd, and he still has Keytops absolutely all over him here, 1/2 second. Oh, it's side by side through the chicane, and one of them clips the wall there. Let's go take a look at that again. We're going to mark that, because we're definitely going to want to see that repeat battle, and I think Pigham's is giving the spot back there out of respect to both those drivers there, so Pigham's giving up 2, and he's going to lose another one there to Type R, as Type R was taking a look up the inside. So let's go take a look at that here again. We had a great battle developing here. We got Supra on the outside, we got Pigham's on the inside, so we're heading in through the final corners here. This is, of course, what just happened a minute ago, what we caught the tail end of. And as they're coming into the chicane, this is hard to do side by side, and just a little clip of the wall there from Supra, and Pigham's making contact after the wall clip there, so he actually didn't give the position back. He actually just got a secondary contact from the contact of the wall of the driver and lost 2 spots there. Oof, some good hard racing happening here in this mid-pack right now. This Hair Razor here in the lead, though, with, oh, he's purple. Keytops is a 115.3 right now, but Hair Razor currently sitting on this purple sector. Oh, and Hair Razor got it wrong. Can he keep it underneath of him? Oh, and a big spin here from the racing leader. That means Tap. Tap's in striking distance here. Can Hair Razor get the car turned around and get it back on track? No, Tap's going to take the lead. Big moment there from Hair Razor, and he's still trying to get that car around. Doug Burrow's going to take 2nd place, and he finally gets that thing in the right direction. He's going to drop all the way down to the mid-pack here as he re-enters the track. He's down into 8th, down into 9th place. Huge moment here from our race leader, and oh my goodness, devastating here with only 10.5 minutes remaining. He's got some work to do. 7-second gap gone just like that, ladies and gentlemen. And our new race leader now is Tap, one of those drivers with some weight added in. Doug Barrow, also one of those drivers with weight and key top. So our top 3 is one of our top 5 finishers from race 1 with extra weight added in. They have started to navigate their way through the field here. Devlin in 4th position. We got Super in 5th, and this mid-pack battle is still hot and spicy. This is like a habanero sauce style fight we got going on here with these Mini Coopers right now. And boy, oh boy, it's only getting spicier. We're moving into Ghost Pepper range here pretty soon. But Super doing a great job of defending here against Piggums right now. Piggums taking another look on the outside here, and I think he's going to be looking for the big run and look for that slipstream grab here on Supra. And Supra's doing just enough to keep that thing, but no, Piggums looks for, no, he does not have it. I thought he had to run to get inside there, but he has to tuck back into the slipstream. Devlin in 4th place right now with Supra in 5th, Piggums 6th, and Type R in 7th. So this is a 4-way battle, soon to be a 6-way battle for up to 4th position. Oh, it looks like we got a Red Bull car going wide there. That was Piggums going wide there, never mind. So it is Super still here, holding strong. Let's jump on board with Piggums here. He's about the mid-car of this pack as Super goes a little bit wide out of the chicane. Piggums is now going to get a run. That's going to be the outside, and he's going to get the job done. So it's going to be P5 there for Piggums for the time being. Super's going to settle back into 6th place. Type R Tron Kobe here in 7th and 8th place, really closing in on this, and he really cut that. Again, these guys using every millimeter of racetrack and a little extra here to try and get as quickly as they can around. Ooh, but that one caused some. Race control says, nah, mate, that was a little too much. You're going to get a half-second track limit infraction, and that's going to cost him 2 or 3 positions when he has to serve that penalty. So it is Type R right here in 7th place. Tron Kobe in 8th. Hair Razor's all over him there in 9th place. Bar 27 is now coming into this fight here as well. This is going to be a 7-way battle here pretty soon. Ooh, it's going to be a juicy race finish here in the mid-pack. Tap right now, 2.1 seconds up in the lead. And, I'm not going to say anything. We just seen Hair Razor absolutely give a race lead away with a massive spin there. And he's now battling down in 9th place. So we're just going to let these guys do their thing and see if it is a great moment or a not so great moment for each of these drivers here today. It is Doug in 2nd place, Keytops in 3rd. Devlin is battling now with Piggums for 4th place, and it's side by side. And Piggums goes in late on the brakes. Can he get it done? He's still holding hard on the outside. And that was a beautiful pass right there by Piggums on Devlin. As he comes into the final chicane right there, he's got the job done, and we're going to look at that again, folks. That was huge pass right there from Piggums as he comes around. He has the inside position coming through the corner, but he hasn't cleared him yet. So what do? Well, we got to go late then, so he goes in just a little bit later than the driver on the inside on the brakes here. And that's what you need to do if you're on the outside of a corner. This is just smart racing. This is textbook passing 101 by Piggums right there. I'm going to be stuck on the outside. I have to go in later on the brakes. It's the only way I keep the momentum to get around them, and that's exactly what we saw there. And it was work and executed to perfection. So it is Tap there in 1st place. It's Doug in 2nd. It's Keytops here in 3rd. We got Piggums in 4th place with an absolutely beautiful move on the outside. We got Devlin here in 5th. We got Type R here in 6th. We have Hair Razor now in 7th. We got Tron in 8th. Supra in 9th. We got Bar 27 here in 10th position, and we got Lone Ghost rounding out the field here in 11th position. 7.5 minutes remaining. Man, what are we going to see here today? This is far from over. This is far from over. Tap in the lead, and that lead is depleting. Doug is closing the gap. It was 2.1. It's now under 2, but with that not so good exit there by Doug, that's going to open the gap back up, but that allows Keytops now to try and close in. He's dripping that down to under 2 seconds to the 2nd place driver. Piggums has 7 seconds on the top 3. Now, he has some work to do. Can he cut it down and find a podium spot here in the final race today? Got Devlin in 5th position. He's been doing really strong this race here. He's been battling hard. We have Type R here in 6th, and Hair Razor, who was leading this race, now finding himself battling in the mid-pack here with an absolutely devastating moment midway through this race. And a huge spin out of the lead. You cannot put these tires on the grass. You will pay the price. And Hair Razor found that out the hard way here. Now fighting from the back of the pack to try and get back up towards the front. And here we go. Is he going to take a look here? He is on the inside of Type R. He got a great run, so we're side by side coming into the corner. And Type R manages to hold strong. The outside lines are really working here in Goodwood today. We have seen a lot of quality passes and defensive moves on the outside of these corners at Goodwood today, so the drivers are definitely on point. It is not easy to make and hold positions on the outside of a racetrack. You have some dirt out there, you have some racing rubber that comes off these racing tires as well out there. Like we call that marbles in the racing world, and it makes it very dangerous for these racing cars to get out there. You lose grip. There's a battle here for second place. Keytops and Dugborough side by side. Keytops has the position, and that's going to be a little tiny bit of contact there potentially, but Dugborough just gathers that car back up, and he's going to fall down into P3 there. Pigham's in 4th place here, and that is now a good thing for him. That's going to allow him to catch a little bit of time back up on that front pack, and fastest man now on the track is Pigham's last time around, a 1:15.326. So we got Type R here in 5th place. We got Hair Razor chasing in 6th. He slowly but surely keeps picking up positions here. We got Super down into 7th. We got Trone in 8th. We got Devlin in 9th position. We've got Bar 27 here in 10th. And we got Lone Ghost in 11th position. So with only 5 minutes remaining right now, Tap looking solid here in the race lead. He just needs to keep it mean, clean, right, and tight, and he should be able to bring home the checkered flag first here. We have Keytops in 2nd place. He's got 5.9 seconds. Anything big happens, he is close enough to take that away. Doug Barrow here in 3rd. He's 1.8 seconds behind Keytops, and he's working on closing that driver back up to re-engage that battle for 2nd place, but he does need to worry about Pigham's coming around here in 3rd place, and Pigham's is throwing all caution out to the wind here. Now you can see him really throwing this car into the corners here, and he's pushing hard to try and catch up. We have Type R and Hair Razor still battling for 5th and 6th place here. So far, Type R has been able to hold off the charge of our 69 Mini Cooper Hair Razor here, but Hair Razor's not letting up here. He's going to continue to apply the pressure, but again, while these two are battling, that's starting to draw the rest of the pack back in. Super here in 7th, Trone Kobe in 8th. Those two are gaining on those two cars up in front. Soon to be a 4-way battle again. We have Devlin here in 9th place. We have Bar in 10th, and we've got Lone in 11th position. This has been a beauty of the second race. We got Tap here in the racing lead. We've got Keytops here. He's closed up half a second last time around the racetrack here on our race leader. Doug maintaining that gap, which means he's also closed that half second up on the race leader. Pigham's here has lost just a smidgen of time to Doug this last time around by about 2/10 here, so I don't know. We'll see if he's got it in him to find that podium here in the second race. He has the most weight added to that racing car, and maybe that is showing in the pace of this driver here in the second race. We've got Hair Razor, Type R. These two are still battling. They've been battling all race long since Hair Razor made that mistake out of the race lead. We have Trone Kobe here in 8th position. We got Devlin in 9th, Bar in 10th, and Mr. Lone here in 11th and final position. It's been a lot of fun here in these Mini Coopers. I kind of figured it would be. You know, Gran Turismo 7, we have so many cars at our disposal to race with here. It's just the street cars are, you know, there's always those select few that just make for great racing series, and Mini Coopers are definitely one of those select few that make for great racing series. So Tap here in the lead of this thing, and you know, I'm going to say Championship Ballast is a pretty big success here so far. It seems like it's doing exactly what it's designed to do, and it's made for some extremely good, tight, clean racing here in this second race. Pigham's in 4th place, 2.9 seconds, gain a little, take a little on Doug up front. Very equally paced drivers, those top 5-6 drivers here right now. Type R doing a fantastic job here right now at holding the charge of Hair Razor off. I mean, Hair Razor is putting all kinds of pressure on him here for about 3 or 4 laps now, and Type R just continues to put that car in the right places, and Hair Razor just cannot find a way around them right now. And so good equal pace running here by these two drivers at the moment, and it's just costing these two time to Pigham's up in front there as well. But with only 2 minutes remaining on the clock, I think the concern here between these two right now is this immediate battle for position. That's points on the standings, and here we go. Are we going to see another outside move? We're going to see Hair Razor go in super deep, and he's going to get the job done. He's going to make it stick, and there we go. Hair Razor's going to move up into 5th place around Type R, and yet another outside pass done here at Goodwood. That is very interesting. These cars don't have we lost the driver. They don't have downforce in them for the most part. They have a little bit with of course some added aero package there with that rear spoiler, but I mean that's not enough to really make these cars stand down to the ground. These guys got to drive them. So Keytops here in 2nd. We got Doug in 3rd, Pigham's in 4th, Hair Razor in 5th. We got Type R in 6th. We got Super in 7th, Trone in 8th, Bar in 9th. I think it was Devlin that we lost, and Lone Ghost in 10th. So Devlin with a disconnect here very late in the race, and that's super unfortunate. It'll be 11th place points for that driver though, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's like your race day today. It's all good, buddy. It's all good. It's all about learning. It's all about learning. Alright, so it is Tap here in the lead, and with 4.5 second gap, he's got 1 lap remaining when he comes around this time here. And we're into the final 2 corners, the final chicane here at Goodwood. This is a spicy little corner. If you get it wrong, it hurts the race car, that's for sure. So final lap here for a race leader Tap as he comes through. Keytop's here in second place. No immediate pressure on him either as he comes through to start his final lap here. White flag is waving for Doug Barrow here as well. Pigham's coming around 2.2 seconds. He's closing in, but I don't know if he can get 2 seconds on Doug without a mistake being made there. Hairraiser here in 5th place to start his white flag lap as well. Got Type R coming through very close in behind. We've got Super right there in 7th place, and we got Drone Kobe just in behind there in 8th as well. We got Bar 27 coming through the chicane here for... Ooh, and he caught that chicane there. He caught it there. You can see it really forced that car out. He got lucky not to pick up more damage there. He's still going to get across that line in time for another lap here. Lone Ghost, I think he's going to take the checkered flag next time around here, so... It is Tap here in the lead of this race. We're just going to go through and make sure we're not missing any immediately positional battles. We're going to have some that are going to be close here, I think, coming down to the line. But we got Lone Ghost just coming through. Let's go jump on with Lone Ghost here. He's just going to come through here. He's going to take that checkered flag for a 10th place finish here for him in race 2. So GG's to Lone Ghost. Good job, my guy. We got Tap here in 1st place, so he's just coming around the final few corners here right now. So he's got a chicane left, and he's going to take the checkered flag here in 1st place. So it's going to be a sprint race 2 win here for Tap, and a good solid racing here in week 1 of Mini Cooper racing here at the GTRC for him. Keytops is going to get 2 podiums here today as well as he finishes there in 2nd place, and Doug Barrow is going to find a podium here in 3rd place. The late charge of Pigham's just not quite enough, but he is going to take fastest lap, 15.1 that time around there, and he's going to finish in 4th place. So 1st and 4th place finish there for Pigham's, and Hairraiser going to have a strong 5th place finisher after a brutal mistake made in the mid part of the race. Type R in 6th. Super is going to come through in 7th. We got Drone Kobe coming around in 8th place, and Bar 27 is going to take 9th place home here in race 2 with a 4th place finish in race 1. And boy, oh boy, that was some pretty spicy racing here today, ladies and gentlemen. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. That's some great Mini Cooper racing right there. Enjoyed that. Alright, but it is a race win for Tap here today, up 8 positions. That was a great race right there, starting in 9th place and all the way up into the race win here today. So congratulations to Tap for his race win. Don't forget to save your replays, drivers. Alright, so again, it is Tap with the race win. Keytop's in 2nd place, Doug Barrow in 3rd, Pigham's in 4th with fastest lap at 1:15.128, Hairraiser in 5th, Type R in 6th, Supra in 7th, and Tron in 8th. That leaves Bar 27 here in 9th place, Lone Ghost in 10th, and Devlin with a disconnect with 2 minutes to go in the race will get 11th place position. Good race. That was a good race. Appreciated that, my guy. Appreciate you, Joshua. Normally, we would do podium interviews after the races, but as I stated earlier in the broadcast, we're going to change up our interview setup for this particular series because of the dual sprint race setup. We don't want to drag out the interviews right at the end of the day. Some drivers got to run right away, so we're going to find a way to do these interviews in between the races and keep them short and sweet. So we're going to sort that out in between this week and our next round, which is in 2 weeks' time. So next weekend on Saturday, we have round 2 of our Porsche Challenge Cup. And boy, the first week of racing was really fantastic in those Group 3 2017 Porsche 911 RSRs. That's what we got on our schedule for next week here from Gran Turismo Racing Community, round 2. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. That is a multi-class Pro-Am split in the racing as well. That was great racing by these guys. The first race is exactly what you expect to see in this kind of a format. You have that longer sprint race in the first race. You have a tire compound change, a mandatory tire change, pardon me. So that means you have a pit stop. So there's a small amount of strategy involved with the race, and you may need to, of course, factor in fuel. Then that takes us to the second part of the day. So normally we just set that thing up reverse grid and everybody goes away, and typically those faster drivers are just going to rip through the field and get back up to the front of the grid. But we changed it up this time. We're adding weight to the top 5 finishers from the first race throughout the season, and they got to add championship ballast. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they also are going to be coming in based off overall championship standing points in round 2 with weight added on for our top 3 or 5 championship points leaders as well. So as the season progresses and continues, it is going to get very interesting come to this championship, because by the end of the season with ballast factors in, we could have a potential 4, 5, 6, 7-way battle for a championship trophy at the end of the season. So that in itself, I think, is really going to be interesting to see how that develops. So I think what the GTRC community has done here with this Mini Cooper series is absolutely fantastic. I am absolutely thrilled to see the championship battles come into play here in the series. And again, this is with the groups that I work with, this is the first time we've actually seen the championship ballast come into factor here. So I'm excited about it. It seems like it really provided exactly what it was intended to do, and that was to tighten up that pack from the first race, and it did exactly that. We're going to see a doozy of a season from these 2005 Mini Cooper S Series cars and these drivers here at the Gran Turismo racing community. I mean, our sprint race was pretty cut and dry. Our usual suspects finishing at the top of the grid there. But then we came to the sprint race with the reverse grid. We added the weight to those cars, and it changed everything. So definitely going to be one spicy meatball of a season with these Mini Coopers, and I cannot wait to see the next 7 weeks out of these guys and gals. So with that being said, we have lots of drivers that weren't here in round 1. We have a very thick driver field for the Coopers and the Porsches here this season, so we should be seeing some pretty stacked grids all season long here as well. We appreciate everybody tuning in, whether you're over here on the Ghost GT45 Gaming YouTube or the GTRC channel YouTube. Of course, we are live on both YouTube channels, so stay tuned. We'll have a highlight video up in about a week to 10 days recapping the great moments of this Mini Cooper race, and of course we'll throw that on the stream for round 2 as well in case everybody missed the highlights. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, we're skipping interviews this week so we can get a better process for it, so we will have dual podium interviews for our next round of racing, and we really do appreciate all the support here at GT45 Gaming and again at the Gran Turismo racing community. So keep an eye on the Discord server. All YouTube related media gets posted in our Discord server here at GT45 Gaming and the GTRC. When those videos go up and when those live streams go up, all those notifications head up to the Discord server. So you know what to do. You know what to do, winners. Like and share the beans out of it. Get it out there. Let's force YouTube to absolutely make this page grow. And let's hit partner, shall we? We appreciate y'all. Stay winning. Remember, you all matter. And we'll catch you all at the next one tomorrow night for ACC at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be hot for some great racing action at Circuit de Spa. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate all the support. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the shares, and thanks for all the awesome hanging out and comments. We'll catch you all very soon. Joshua, my guy, I will catch you in the server here shortly. We'll get you a server invite for these guys. But yeah, that was great racing. The Mini Coopers, this is going to be a great series. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And like I said, stock up the pantries to get those snacks and those beverages. Ample supply, because we're coming with nothing but great, clean, hot racing action for 15 more weeks here from the Gran Turismo racing community. Every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We love you all. We'll see you all soon. Stay winning, stay fast, and stay clean.